Mind of the Meanie is now an exclusive brand partner with WWEshop.com. Pick up all your favorite new merchandise from Roman Reigns,
acknowledge me,
Cody Rhodes,
I have to finish the story,
LA Knight,
let me talk to you,
and more using our exclusive link in the show notes. Click below and show your support today for your favorite WWE superstar at WWEshop.com.
Yeah!
You know, Meanie,
What's that, Adam?
we hear this a lot. Every CBD company tells you that their product is the best. With quality control measures like lab testing and QR codes now becoming the standard, it can start to seem like all CBD brands are the same, but I'm here to tell you something, Meanie. They are not. Knowing what makes certain brands better will help you spend your money more wisely and have more confidence as you incorporate CBD oils, topicals, capsules, or gummies into your own wellness routine. And that's why we're proud to partner with Green Road CBD as an official sponsor of Mind the Meanie. And Meanie, I know you're a longtime user of Green Road CBD. How has Green Road CBD helped you in your life?
Let me tell you, Green Road CBD is a product I've been using for years. And when we started Mind the Meanie, I always was like, let's get Green Roads as a sponsor, because I use them almost daily. Whether it's the gummies, you know, to take care of the aches and pains of 30 years of wrestling, the topical solutions that help my knees, help my back, help my elbows, help my shoulders. Green Road CBD has done everything to help me maintain a pain-free existence from all the years of wear and tear as a professional wrestler.
And to me, Meanie, that sounds like the Green Road's difference. And it comes down to a really few important points. They're just part of the reason that they've won industry awards year after year, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and have heard countless stories from customers just like you about the impact that those products have had on your life. So Green Roads is led by a compounding pharmacist with 25 years of experience helping her community getting healthy. For her and the entire company, it's more than just a job, it's a mission. And not all hemp sourcing is equal, Meanie. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. But they select their hemp from high-quality American farms, and also not all lab testing is equal, which is why they use an accredited independent lab to conduct full panel tests on every single batch. And that's why Green Roads is an original manufacturer, not just a quote-unquote white label brand. So right now, you can go to greenroads.com, Meanie, and save 25% off of your entire purchase. Wow, 25% off of everything, Meanie. That's huge. And all you have to do is go to their website right now, greenroads.com, and use promo code MEANIE at checkout. That's 25% off your entire purchase by using promo code MEANIE at greenroads.com. Own the day with Green Road CBD, and we thank them for sponsoring the program. Meanie!
Yes, Adam.
Football season is back.
Yes.
You know what that means. Touchdown dances, or Meanie dances, if you will. Sunday, whatever works for you. Sunday tailgates and epic fantasy showdowns. But fellas, let's not forget the real MVP of the season. Introducing the all-new Beard Hedger Pro Kit by our friends at Manscaped. Your ultimate luxury beard grooming experience. This kit is your secret weapon to staying sharp on and off the field. Don't fumble this opportunity, meaning head to manscaped.com right now and elevate your grooming game with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. You heard that right, meaning 9 million men, or 109 Lincoln Financial Fields. So go to manscaped.com right now and get 20% off plus free shipping using the promo code MIND. Meanie and Meanie, I want to know, what is one of the worst memories that you have about shaving your face and losing that luxurious Meanie beard?
Bro, I'll tell you, keeping this beard is quite the chore. But thanks to the Beard Hedger, I'm able to, select a length I like, I'm comfortable with. And it's good as gold each and every time I use it on my side of my beards. And then, I can trim up the middle as well. But, I'm known for my beard, and Manscaped's Beard Hedger helps me looking great.
And it helps me looking well as well in between visits to the 10th Ward Barbershop. Keeps me looking fresh and neat every single day. The Beard Hedger Pro Kit is a grooming powerhouse built for precision and style, just like your favorite quarterback, as we all know, is Jalen Hurts. This kit tackles beard touch-ups effortlessly, ensuring you're always prepped for the next play. Plus, it has a compact design for easy portability. This cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. That's right, face grooming doesn't need to be hard. Get 20 different beard lengths in just one guard. Plus, Meanie will have you know it's waterproof, so you can shave in the shower to avoid all that nasty hair in the sink, because who wants to clean that crap up? Not me. The titanium-coated T-blade is tough on hair, but smooth on your face, leading to a single-stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Remember the Beard Hedger, the Beard Hedger Pro Kit is your go-to teammate for maintaining a sharp and polished beard, whether you're on the field, in the office, or anywhere in between. Grab yours today and experience game-changing differences. But that's not all, Meanie. After you groom your facial turf, show it some love with Manscaped's liquid formulations. The beard shampoo, beard conditioner, beard oil, and beard balm are the key to feeling victorious and taking your beard game to the next level this year. So go to manscaped.com right now and save 20% off plus free shipping by using the promo code MINDMeanie. That's 20% off plus free shipping by using the promo code MINDMeanie at manscaped.com. Your grass is not artificial. Keep it shaved with Manscaped. And we want to thank them again, as always, for sponsoring the program.
This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie!
Yeah, cause.
What's on your mind?
Oh man! In the words of the great newscaster Brian Fantana from Anchorman, I am hungover. Rather,
another night in McCuskers?
Oh no! I went over to Bridge.
Oh.
Which it's a huge ask for me to go over to Bridge, Jersey, or anybody from Philly. You know how you know you live in South Philly?
How do you know?
If you've ever accidentally driven to New Jersey.
That's true.
How did I get here?
What the fuck? I don't want to be in Jersey. Fuck.
Yeah. I had a few daddy sodas last night watching the Eagles home opener, but they're in fucking Brazil.
Not a boy.
And the good guys won. I love Lamp too, Mr. Weston.
Are you saying you actually love Lamp, or you just saying that? You know?
I love Lamp.
I love
it.
I love Lamp.
But hey, we got a special show today.
We do. If I may, sir, I know it's football season, and I know that we're coming on the tail end of hopefully another Red October. But I would be remiss not to mention that the worst fucking umpire in the history of the goddamn game, Angel fucking Hernandez, retired. We should bid him adieu at least one more time before football season starts, right? And I want to shout it over to our friend, the Philly captain, real fast here with one of our favorite sound bites.
Angel Hernandez, you stink, and I don't like you!
We thank you for your service, Philly captain. We appreciate you. We give you a nice salute. Well, actually, let's give me yo cuz on that one.
Yo cuz.
And yeah, I feel like maybe what do you think, Meanie? Maybe we should bring in our guest here?
Yeah, let's bring in our guest.
Our guest needs no introduction.
Angel Hernandez, you stink, and I don't like you!
It's the Philly captain himself. How are you, sir?
Hi, guys. How are you? I'm doing rather, I'm doing okay.
Just
man.
good to see you, man.
It's good to see you guys.
Brother.
You know I lost my YouTube channel? Oh, you do know.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that, but okay. I want to give you your flowers.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll give you your flowers. Philly captain.
Yes.
Philly guy. I see him around town. We both have the same love for the Phillies and ShopRite
Who doesn't love ShopRite though?
No, ShopRite sparkling water. You know, we both. Yeah.
Yucky water. Yucky water.
Yeah. But Philly Captain, he's a dude. I love this dude. He does amazing things. And he's the subject of a documentary that's coming out called The Turnaround, and I can't wait to see that. But
yeah,
dude, I've watched your videos. And, when WrestleMania, happened over here, I had people come up to me like, I've been studying what to do in Philadelphia from the Philly Captain. So I'm like, dude, you're over, bro. But, and here's the thing. We usually never do guests.
No.
So technically you're like our third guest ever. So,
wow.
Yeah, I think,
yeah, man.
legit. I think
I was like, you got some good things. You got some topsy-turvy things going on. You good things, bad things. But I wanted to have you on, just because I wanted to show the world why I love the Philly Captain.
Oh, my God. It's so crazy. I guess you probably have experienced this because you were in wrestling, but you probably idolized somebody and then they gave you a compliment. And, I'm a straight up wrestling mark. I went to the ECW arena in my teenage, early 20 years. A lot of drinking, and I spent a lot of time, doing the dance. And
of course.
Stevie Richards
Me too.
grew up in Fort Richmond, and I was from Fort Richmond, and it was like ECW means so much to me. And one day I was leaving a supermarket and I saw this gentleman, the Blue Meanie, and he asked to take my picture. And it was the greatest day of my life for a long time. I was like, do you believe what happened? I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan of ECW it's just, I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited about this opportunity.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind, my friend. It's safe to say we're in the Mutual Admiration Society. So
I would say so.
Because you got you got a skill, man. You got the gift of gab. I'm a big mark for Rick the Puppy too. But
he's right here. Rick the Puppy. Blue Meanie's talking about. Come here.
Yeah, but let's see Rick the Puppy.
He said, come here. Come on. No, come here, Stu.
Oh, now he doesn't want to be on camera.
Come on. Come on, Rick the Puppy.
I love the come here, stupid. That's how it's on my dog, too.
Right here, yeah.
Oh, Rick the Puppy. Let's give Rick the Puppy a yo, cuz, real fast.
Yo, cuz.
What up, dude?
All right, guys. Guy, that's enough. Get out of here. Come on, see, that's the thing. Go lay down. You're the best, Rick.
Oh, my God. I love it, man.
We don't deserve dogs.
No.
We don't.
No. Well, though, Rick the Puppy is a killer pit bull. My other dog is Stewie the one-eyed Chihuahua. And the reason why he has one eye is because him and Rick the Puppy got into a little dispute over
a parking spot.
Does the BWO belong in the Hall of Fame? And Rick the Puppy was like, yes, they do belong in the WW. And Stewie's like, no, they don't. It was like a comedic gimmick. It was very short. I don't think they belong. And Rick was like, shut up. And he bit him. And, yeah. I know, Rick, you got to get down. I'm saying your name too much. I know.
It is a pleasure to have you, sir. It's a pleasure to actually meet you. And I would be remiss not to ask this question to you at the top of this. The Angel Hernandez thing. What sparked you to do that? Did you get any like, what was it like being, because you're doing the Lord's work as far as I'm concerned, screaming at that horrible umpire. What prompted you to find him and what was it like for you seeing that go viral the way that it did?
Well, what happened was he was having a really bad game. We were playing, I think it was the Phillies against the Brewers.
Which, again, to be clear, water is wet, and Angel Hernandez cannot call a baseball game. So just to be clear to all of our listeners.
In his defense, he was 90% right? Like, that's pretty good. That's so much better than the baseball players. But most umpires are like 96% right. So, yeah, it was just bad. Anyway, so he called a bad strike on Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber threw a little temper tantrum at the plate. He got ejected. Phillies lose the game. My buddy Oscar in the Pandemic crew does this thing where he stands outside of the stadium and he waves goodbye to the players every game when they leave. It's something he doesn't do it anymore, but he used to do it a lot. So he knew everybody's car coming and going. So I was leaving the ballpark, and my buddy Oscar was like, yo, the umpires leave pretty quick. And I know Angel Hernandez lives in New Jersey, and I think he has a minivan. So my friend, he's kind of a creepy stalker, and he knew what he was driving. And when he told me, pretty much I just sat like a dog, right, waiting to attack. And I find that line, you stink and I don't like you. That's a line from Jim Norton, who he's from Opie and Anthony.
Yep.
He had a line in the Spider-Man movie where he was called Surly Truck Driver. And that's kind of like whenever there's like a universal person who is hated by everybody, it's just great to yell at. I yelled it at Ben Simmons, Angel Hernandez, Alex Rodriguez, Zach Hampel. These are all people who it's usually a universal bad person.
Yeah.
Because it's the ultimate heckle. Because there's no profanity.
Right.
It pretty much just says, I don't like you and you're bad. And it always goes viral. It always goes viral.
I loved it. Meanie sent it to me, and I was like, this man, I need to meet this man and shake his hands, because longtime listeners know the hatred that I have for Angel Hernandez he is my Drake. Let me put it that way. I'm Kendrick Lamar, and Angel Hernandez is my Drake. I hate the way that he walks, the way that he talks, and I hate the way that he dresses. So there's no one that I think I dislike more. There's probably a couple of people, but maybe in sports.
Do you gamble?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think he's a shitty umpire. I just think he's a terrible umpire, and he just is relentlessly bad. And I don't know. If I was that bad at my job, I'd probably find something else to do. But no, I've always had a very large dislike.
That's crazy.
For that man.
I'm glad you hate him so much.
Yeah.
You really feed into my gimmick. It's good.
I hope I see him again somewhere so I can scream at him too. But
he's retired. It's good. It's over.
Listen, I would go as far as to find him somewhere in the world, wherever he was, having a nice meal, maybe sitting with his wife or his family, and I'd go up and I'd tell him, that Schwarber pitch, you fucked that call up. How do you like them apples? And then I would be nice to his wife, of course.
Super nice guy. Wouldn't that ruin it for you?
Probably. I don't think I would. Listen,
let's take a picture.
I don't think I would be that mean in person to him. I feel like in my head as I walk away, when you have those shower arguments and you're like,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
not afraid to yell at people right to their face. They do it all the time.
Dude, my favorite, you were at the 49ers Eagles game, and you're like, you get out of here, dickhead, to the 49ers fan. I was like, fucking popping up.
I was Arizona, here we come. Not you, dickhead, you stay here.
Nothing better than somebody from Philly calling a person a dickhead.
Yep.
Nobody really uses dickhead anymore, But
I say it more than the word the.
I want to give a shout out to her.
I've been so many times. Sometimes I end my sentences with the. Yeah, I'm going to go to the. Whatever.
Sometimes we'll start a sentence and I don't know where it goes. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to our friends here in the Pod Squad. Longtime listener, Pod Squad member Lucha Luchoso is here. And he says that there's a theory that Angel Hernandez would purposefully call bad calls so that he'd get fired, but a good severance package from the union or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. It's definitely possible.
No, the union, it's impossible because the union saved his job.
Yeah.
So that's a goofy theory. I just think he was bad. I don't know how, he was old, right? So, I'm 47 and I can't see anything. I don't know how people see after I have a trash truck coming. Just so you know, if you hear crazy noise,
all right,
the world's not coming to an end. I live in Philadelphia and it's a row home. Yeah, he I I don't know, man. It was bad. The trash truck fucked up my thought. I just had to.
You're good.
When you guys get your trash picked up, do you watch the trash people and see if they disrespect your trash cans? Like, that's what I'm doing right now. They're so abusive to my trash cans.
They're all willy-nilly about it.
Oh, my God. No wonder they crack and break so fast. I want to go out and say something. I won't because they're throwing out my trash. But
Have you ever tried to throw away a trash can? It's almost impossible.
Oh, it's impossible.
Yes. Why?
Yeah, please take this trash can.
I put the trash can in the trash can. So I think what I'm going to do this week, and by the way, they didn't drink the trash can again. What I'm going to do this week is I'm going to cut the trash can up and put it in one of the big trash bags. Oh, it's crazy.
Oh my God! Well, we want to talk to you about your documentary coming up too. I'm very excited to talk to you about that. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Man, me too.
And what's going on there?
The movie, it's called The Turnaround. It's about the Trey Turner standing ovation and how I was part of that movement to help people. You know, Trey Turner is a player for the Philadelphia Phillies. Last season, he was doing really bad. Halfway through the season, I went to my Instagram. I have a bunch of friends I hang out with every day, and we're in a group chat. My friends are called the Fandemic Crew. And my one friend, Todd, is super negative in that group chat. And he was like writing all this stuff in the group chat. It was like, you know, Trey Turner stinks. You guys are going to be stuck with Trey Turner for 10 years. Like he said you guys like he wasn't a Phillies fan. He was like, Trey Turner's the fucking worst. I could be a better shortstop. And then like 2 hours later, he wrote this negative. Todd wrote this message saying like, you know what, guys, I'm actually really concerned about Trey Turner's mental health. I'm actually feel bad for that guy. And then like 30 minutes later, fuck Trey Turner. So I'm a very bad texter. I don't text, but I read the group chat and I see Todd in the chat. And when he mentions the mental health thing, it kind of like hit a switch in the back of my brain. I had a mental breakdown in 2012. And I didn't have anybody really helping me out in that time in my life, except for my mom and dad. And the amount of love my mom and dad gave me got me through that dark period. So I thought, instead of booing Trey Turner, let's give him a standing ovation. So then I made a little video for the Instagram. And then that was shared by Barstool Philly and the New York Post. And it went crazy viral. And then in my video, I say, let's give Trey Turner a standing ovation all weekend. And all weekend, that's what the Phillies fans did. And I think that's what made that moment special.
Awesome.
So that the movie's about my mental breakdown and the Trey Turner standing ovation.
Hey, man. Dude, I'm right there with you, bro. I've had my struggles with mental health growing up. Growing up with a single mom, and kids can be cruel, and then, grow up severe asthmatic, and can't play in other kids' reindeer games. And, then, you do the depression eating, and then I get fat. So I'm a fat asthmatic with one parent. So, I dealt with that all my life, but thankfully, my grandparents, helped raise me and, showed me love like your parents showed you love. And we're both here, doing good things, man. You're doing great things.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see this documentary. How did it come about?
So the way it came about was I did an interview. Oh, no, it's not how it came about. There was a video on Instagram by a guy named Baseball Doesn't Exist. And the director of the movie, this guy named Ben Proudfoot, was watching Instagram, and he was just scrolling. And he just said he saw the video, and he was like, why would this guy do this? Like, what's the story behind the guy doing the ovation? So he hit me up with an email. That email turned into a Zoom call. And then during that playoff run, Major League Baseball came on board as like producers, right?
Wow.
And they said, like the team and the Phillies said that we would have unlimited access to the archives. Not we, the movie guys. I feel like because it's about me, like I'm part of it. It's so weird because like I always say my movie, but it's the director's movie. It's about me. It's weird. It's a weird like.
I feel you.
I'm trying to work that out. But the they had unlimited access from the archives. The Phillies let them talk about the fans in any way they wanted. It was really great. And we were going to travel with the Phillies if they were in the World Series. I was going to travel with the Phillies, not with the Phillies, but when they went to Texas, I was going to go to Texas with them, and the guys filming the documentary are going to be in the dugout. But when the season ended, I just if you could, I don't know how you could find the last vlog where they get the last out, but you could see my face. I'm just like, fuck. There goes the movies. We're not going to make the movie. The Phillies are out of the World Series. It was like a super gut punch to me. But the director of the movie, there's two directors, but the one director, Ben, isn't really a sports fan. So he didn't need that happy ending of the World Series. He just thinks the message is a beautiful message and you wanted to tell the story still. And we started filming on Halloween and we wrapped filming at the end of April this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. How long of a movie is it?
It's 25 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ben Proudfoot won. There's two directors. Ben Proudfoot, he makes short documentaries, and he's won the Academy Award 2 out of the last 3 years. The other documentary maker is a guy named Kyle Thrash, and I think if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, everybody knows Kyle's movie Better Luck Next Year. It's like
yes.
Yeah. So Kyle made that movie. So
loved it.
You got a guy who's the ultimate Philly sports fan and an Academy Award winner behind you. It's a beautiful, I'm telling you, it's a great movie. 25 minutes is the perfect amount of time for me because I got a short attention span. But
me too. Same.
I got to see it in a crowd last week at Telluride, and people were cheering, people were crying, people were laughing. And I
want to cry thinking about it, man.
After that happened, we had like a dinner with all like everybody involved at the movie, and they're like, most short film documentary things people don't do that. Mm-hmm. So if the response is different and people, it's a good movie, man. I know I'm a little biased, but it's a really
as you should be,
of course.
Yeah, no, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. Dude, 25 minutes is the perfect time. Me and Miss Meanie were watching, I forget which docuseries we were watching. And there's so many things in there. You're like, bro, this could have been edited down to one episode. Just like, we're getting 4 episodes. So 25 minutes,
we filmed about 40 hours of footage. Wow. They filmed. I had 2 therapy sessions that we sat there and they filmed the complete therapy sessions. I'm pretty open and honest with my mental health. I have ADHD. I'm diagnosed bipolar, ADHD, bipolar, depression. I got a whole pocket full of shit. And on my YouTube channel, I'm very open. If I'm battling depression, I always talk about it because whenever I talk about it, people in the comments always say, thank God you talk about this because nobody talks about this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And after the movie premiered, I was standing on the lawn outside of the theater, and I had like 6 people come up to me, and then we had like some real heart-to-heart mental illness conversations. Either they had mental illness or their daughter or somebody in their family had mental illness. And I feel like people need to hear this message because I guess – no, but I thought people wanted to hear the Trey Turner thing, but I really think the mental health message, Trey Turner's a big name. He's going to draw a lot of eyes, but I didn't know that the mental health thing was such a big deal until after I had those conversations with people. So it's really nice.
Mental illness it seems like it's something people suffer in silence because if you talk about it, you're deemed to be weak. But I believe it's more brave to talk about it, Like I said, I have my issues. As a kid, I watched my mom suffer. When I was 8 years old, I watched my mom have a nervous breakdown. And that did a number on me. So, and, I talk about, when you're a kid, you're saying, I feel depressed. And people are like, what's that even mean? And you feel like you have to shut up about it. But, you're doing a great service for other people being that open and talking about it, and, the more people who can talk about it, hopefully somebody hears your story and they go, well, there's somebody like me. So it helps other people feel normal who are dealing with their mental illness or mental problems.
One thing I went through when I went through my mental breakdown in 2012, and I talk about this as much as I can because it scared the shit out of me, is I had my first panic attack.
Okay.
And I never heard anybody ever talk about a panic attack. And there's different types of panic attacks. You could feel them physically in your body. You could feel waves going through your body. Your chest can constrict, and you could feel like you're having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I had a panic attack, I thought I was having a heart attack, and I didn't know what to do. I was in my house by myself. I was going through a divorce, and I was like, I didn't know who to call. And my arm was going numb, and I'm like, I don't know if I should fight through this. And it was like the scariest 15 minutes of my life. It was really terrifying. And but nobody ever talks about panic attacks. You see them, and you hear people say, I have a panic attack, but you're not. You don't, because panic attacks, you have like no control of your emotions.
Right.
I scream and weep. I had to warn my neighbors when they moved in next door. I was like, listen, I'm a little batshit crazy. Sometimes you might hear screaming. That's just me having a panic attack because I can't control it.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, it's knowing your limitations, knowing your strengths, knowing what you need to do in order to get through it. Meanie and I both have been open about our mental health struggles and things that we have in our lives, and I'm open about it as much as possible. It's really, we're long overdue even as men too. I think there's a stigma in society about men specifically, being strong and not being vulnerable and not having these issues. I've struggled with depression and anxiety my entire life. And it's always good to see someone else out there in a position where they can connect with people, being honest and real and raw. I mean, there's nothing more than that. I commend you for being so open and to the point of even filming those therapy sessions. I mean, I know how in depth and tough some of my sessions can be, with my therapist. I commend you for that.
I vlog. I'm sorry. I vlog my life. Like every day I make a YouTube video. So I'm used to talking to a camera, and I remember filming the sessions with the therapist, and he's like, man, I feel really uncomfortable with the cameras here. And I'm like, you feel uncomfortable? I'm talking about how I was bullied as a child in front of 20 fucking people.
Right.
You feel uncomfortable. Don't worry about it, guys. Just sit back there and relax, man.
Imagine him cutting like, wait. We got to go back on that one. Wait, the camera was out of focus. Let's roll that comment back. Okay, we want you to go back to this question. Relive this moment again. Great.
Like
yeah. No, I know. I'm kidding. Yeah. No.
There were sometimes, I'll let you know. There are sometimes I talk very bad. I'm not a very good, I'll say words improperly. So sometimes I would say something and they would say, John, do me a favor. You talk horribly. Say it this way, please, because it makes more sense the way you said it, So that does happen, but it's because I talk bad.
It's like that scene in the movie Airplane. Excuse me, I speak South Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause.
There's definitely one part in the movie where I say jerk off, and they cut jerk off. It just made me say jerk. I can hear it in the edit.
Oh, man.
There's nothing better in this world than a South Philly. That guy's a jerk off.
He's a fucking jerk off. Yep. Love it.
So man, I curse a lot too in this movie. It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Oh my God. We got some comments here in the chat for you as well. Don't forget to drop your chats here if you want to ask questions of the Philly captain, because we have I want to make sure we get all of our Philly requests in here. James Weston says, I never knew what panic attacks were, and when I finally found out, I discovered I had them quite a few times in the past.
Oh wow.
That's That's tough, man. I know that recently, within the past, Meanie knows about some of my struggles in April. I really hit the skids pretty hard. I feel like I bounced. I hit the bottom so hard I bounced twice, and realizing like what that feeling was, that gripping in your chest, and that like for me, like I get dizzy, right? Like I feel like I've run like 6 miles, and I start to get really like it's almost like I can feel my heartbeat in my head. And I get tunnel vision, and I never, again, like you hear these concepts, but you don't realize they're happening at the moment. I always just thought I was angry, like I always just thought there was something wrong. And here, working with my therapist and working in recovery, it's like, oh yeah, no, that's what that is. Like that's why I'm having those issues. So, James, I'm glad you were able to identify it, man. And no shame, and thank you for sharing that too. We appreciate that. But let's see. We have actually a $5 super chat here. I'm going to hit you with a Carl button real fast.
Yo, asshole. I don't fucking sound like that.
With David Van Halen has a Philly question here for you. His name is not David Van Halen, but I butcher his name all the time. David Van Bogelin. I probably fucked it up, man. I'm sorry. This is the most Philly question. Bogelin? I think, yeah.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
This is the most Philly question I know how to ask. Are we ready? Pats or Genos?
I fucking hate you. I hate you, whoever asked that question. Anybody from, and I think that guy knows that's the wrong question, right, Meanie?
Well, that's why he said, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, he knew. He fucking knew.
Yeah, he was setting us up.
Yeah.
Thanks for your super chat,
he was
David.
doing this, and then the eye poked us,
Yes, he's laughing in the chat. Thanks, David. We appreciate you, man.
As a Philadelphian, let me say, fuck both those places.
Yep.
I don't know if they're a sponsor or not, but even if they are, I hope you lose them. Fuck both those places. They're horrible. They're horrible. The food's horrible. The price is horrible. The parking's horrible. I've been treated poorly at both those places. You know where I go? John's Roast Pork.
Yeah.
Right?
It's right around the corner from my house.
Is that where you go?
I wish Yankee Candle made a scent called John's Roast Pork.
Seriously. Yep.
Dude, it's amazing. People go, and that's the thing. The roast pork sandwich is an underrated Philly sandwich.
Oh, yeah, but I don't go for John. I get the cheesesteak from John's Roast.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do the cheesesteak, and sometimes I'll do the breakfast cheesesteak.
He has the roast pork sandwich he makes at John's is from like 1910. The recipe is from 1910. The guy's grandfather's from Italy. You can only get that sandwich either in Italy or John's Roast Pork. No other place in the world. It's a special type of mustard. It's dude. I love that guy so much. The owner of that place. He is such.
I think his name's John Bucci.
He's the best. He's long live John Bucci. Although, if you eat his cheesesteaks, you probably won't live long.
The Green 413 says Steve's on the Boulevard for life. What do you think about that, Philly Captain? What do you think about Steve's on the Boulevard? Yeah,
it's fine. It's a solid 7.
Yeah. It'll do. It's better than Pat's and Geno's. Here's what you do.
Anything's better than Pat's and Geno's.
David Van Halen.
Ishka Bibbles is worse than Geno's. Ishka Bibbles is the worst cheesesteak I ever had in my life.
Really?
You ever have Ishka Bibbles, Meanie?
I did. Oh, yeah. God.
Once. They quote the movie Johnny Dangerously. My mom hung me on a hook once. No, I ate Ishka Bibbles once.
And now after ECW, it was rumored you guys would go to Tony Luke's after the shows. Is that true?
Yeah. Tony Luke's, I remember when Tony Luke's was a food truck. And they built that up, and unfortunately they had to change the name to Tony and Nick's now. But that's a whole other story. But Tony Luke's is good. It's solid,
And is it true? I can ask you, my ECW fan, real quick.
Oh, please.
Did you guys party in the Round Hotel and
the Cylinder
wrestlers? Is that where you guys all stayed?
It was called the Travelodge, which we called the Cylinder of Sin. And I've often said that building needed to have a condom put over the top of it, just because it looks like a shaft.
Right. Right.
Yeah, dude,
it's great. I watch baseball games in Section 301. And as the sun sets, the only building in the way of the sun setting is the ECW hotel. And I just think about Sabu and Raven and how much fun they had at that hotel, and 911. What was he doing there? It was great. I just stare at that.
Oh, I can tell you. I think the statute of limitations are up.
I was going to say, I think we might be past it at this point, right?
I'm in the industry. I don't know if you notice. I am a professional wrestling manager. And I do manage. I did manage 911's son, Vinny, in a tag team match. I'm not bragging. We lost. My managerial record, I think, is like 1-15. So I make winners losers.
I guarantee you my win-loss is more to my loss record's more to my win record. So
who is the most over wrestler you pinned?
Probably JBL.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
You went bigger than JBL. And I said this to you privately, and let me say this to you on the internet. Everybody stop fucking asking him about JBL. We get it. If you want to know the answer, it's on the internet. Don't think you're breaking ground asking him about JBL. Holy shit. It's so embarrassing. I'm like, please, ask him what was the most extreme weapon you ever got handed in the crowd at the arena? Ask him something like that. Not JBL. By the way, fuck JBL. Oh, you like JBL now, right? That's what's going on.
We're cool. We're cool.
You're cool.
He's a good dude, yeah. I don't know if you know, they had a little tiff for a while. They had a little.
Oh, what happened? He punched them in the middle of the ring?
Hey, listen, it was a whole fucking thing. What I've heard, there was a staple gun, there was all kinds of bullshit. I don't know. There was weapons. I don't know.
I remember watching that live in the living room. And by the way, those two shows were so fucking great. Because I don't think another wrestling organization is ever going to have they try to bring back ECW all the time. But the way those two shows were in that crowd, it was so, it gave a junkie a fix. It was so fucking good. Yep. And I remember at the end, I'm like, why is he fucking bleeding?
Dude.
Out of all the wrestlers, DeMeanie, like Sandman, right. I get, but not Meanie.
Like, what's happening?
Doesn't make sense. At least you got and that wasn't, who's the cleanest win you got over somebody big?
Oh my God. I don't think I had a clean win because how
about when you were skinny? Remember when you were super skinny and you were going around with the dirty movie star? I was watching that. I remember watching that. I'm like, I don't like this Meanie. I don't like rock star, porn star Meanie. I like the other guy.
And you know what the fuck up thing about that is? WWE said, hey, how about you lose some weight? And I lost 160 pounds and they still fired me. So I was showed the bookings as the Blue Meanie and they're like, that's not the Blue Meanie. So I had to go. So I had to start eating again,
I can't even imagine what those protein farts were like back then, man. Like I know how bad, the concert fart was, but like protein Meanie farts were probably horrific, right?
I stopped just for the record, Philly Captain. I stopped the concert with a fart.
The concert.
Do you know two of the members are currently in Steel Panther. You know Steel Panther?
I know Steel Panther.
Well, the singer and the guitar player were in a Van Halen tribute band called the Atomic Punks. Okay. And I was in California. I went to see him at the Whiskey A Go-Go in Hollywood, California.
Oh, it's a small place.
Yeah. Legendary.
Yeah,
Legendary.
That's where, isn't that where Lemmy hung out?
That was the Rainbow.
Okay.
Which
I've seen. Quizzo. We would play the Quizzo machine all day.
Yes. Yeah. And I got to have a drink with Lemmy at the Rainbow, which is awesome.
Sick, man.
That's
sick.
So we're seeing the Atomic Punks. It's the two guys from Steel Panther, and there are other guys. So I'm like super nutrition, Blue Meanie, protein, high protein, low carbs, egg whites, protein shakes, and we're in there, and it's like me and like four of my buddies. And I'm standing there, and I feel the bubble guts of it. My stomach went bloom. I'm like, oh no. I was like, you know what? Let me let out a little test fart, you know? So I did the one cheek sneak where, you pull the cheek apart.
Yeah, I know.
You go, and then like all the people.
I don't know why you do that, but okay.
So all the people around me who are like dancing to the music are like now like this, like, just fucking. So, and it was the biggest mistake because you let one out and it's going to have friends come over. It's like inviting a vampire in your house. He's bringing,
So
friends.
after you smell it, it smells like a rotten corpse. Why don't you make your way to the bathroom?
There was no
It
way.
wouldn't matter.
There was no way.
Oh, it was, wow, okay.
Yeah.
At one point, somebody from the bar across the whiskey went, "Please stop farting." Yeah.
Did you take credit?
What's that?
Did you take credit?
Here it goes. So the band I came to see, that was the opening act, no pun intended, the punks. So the Atomic Punks come on and I'm like, oh no. And I see the singer's up on the stage and he's walking towards me. I'm like, and it just went, it just met him as he went, and he went like this. He went, oh, stop. And he goes, somebody in the crowd just shit their pants. And every hand in the Whiskey A Go-Go pointed to me. I just went like this. Yeah.
It would have been so over.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying, I was like, I went home and I had to get a tea kettle to peel my underwear off.
Everybody in the
I was reading the neighbor's mail, just.
Everybody at the concert was
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Oh my God, man! No, it's that is a legendary story. I can't even imagine how horrible that was.
That and the Rock Dwayne Johnson crop dusted me once.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
television's
Oh,
Rock
I
Dwayne
saw
Johnson.
you talking about that.
The No Mercy 99.
I camped out. Want to hear how much of a mark I am? WrestleMania 15. By the way, I think you might have been in there, right? WrestleMania 15?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Rock is at Modell's in Langhorne. And they had the WrestleMania access party. It was like a party where you could have all you could eat Chef Boyardee at the convention center.
Oh my God.
Dude, it was the best concert ever. It was Mia, Fat Joe, fucking Isaac Hayes. You were at the concert?
Loudmouth.
Who was it?
There's a band called Loudmouth that was
Jerry
new.
Poppin' Daddies was there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It was a great show.
I was backstage for that. I was supposed to do a segment on there and it got cut.
Dude, you would have gone so over. But after that was over, I camped out 24 hours for Rock's autograph at Modell's Sporting Good. I was like second in line, and I wanted him to sign it to the John because he was the Rock. And when I asked him to sign it to the John, he looked at me like, who the fuck are you to ask me to personalize this? I don't care if you were here 24 hours. And I get it. I don't care.
He's in
He's like
character.
the biggest star in the world. But, I got a Rock tattoo. I love wrestling, man. It's
That's
just
awesome.
And dude, it like, not that I'm in showbiz. I got a foot in showbiz, but I learned so much about life watching shoot interviews. And like, I feel like all levels of entertainment, stand-up comedy, drag queens, professional wrestling, it all kind of is the same.
It's all the same. Trust me.
Shady promoters, you work at a shitty level, you work your way up. And I have the ultimate respect for indie wrestlers because I manage this guy Onslaught, and he's like a guy in his mid-40s who just kind of found wrestling, and he just broke his fucking leg.
Oh.
And he's going to be he's in a wheelchair now. I have another friend, Philly Mike, who he does crazy shit in front of 16 people and breaks his fucking arm. And but yeah, it's crazy what these indie wrestlers, they have such a passion and a desire. And it's actually one of the most beautiful things you see. I wish promoters weren't such sleazebags, but I think that's just how showbiz is.
Yeah. It's all about them making the most money without having to pay the talent the least amount of money, so, but yeah, dude, and passion is the thing that, makes me love you, bro. You're a passionate guy, man. And I watch your YouTube videos, and just they make my day. There's something I look forward to. Unfortunately, I hate even bringing this up, but I want to bring it up in a way to help you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, YouTube took down your channel.
Yeah.
But now you have a second YouTube channel.
Yeah. But I hear after you have a channel taken down, that your second channel is at risk of getting taken down. Like it's always get taken down. So I kind of feel like YouTube is like walking in a field of landmines, so it could just be taken away from me all at one time. So I don't really feel like I kind of lost my passion for YouTube.
Oh, that's a shame, man.
Dude, I can't even, this would make sense to you if you watch my videos. I can't ride the scooter. It makes me sad to ride the scooter.
Yeah.
And I lost my YouTube channel. I did something very stupid. We have a thing in Philadelphia called the Philadelphia Naked Bike Ride. It's something I covered on my channel every year. My camera was broken. So what I used was my phone, and I uploaded like 2 minute, or actually like 30-second to 2 minute clips of the bike ride. And when I got home, I was going to download those clips from my YouTube channel onto. They were private videos. Nobody could see them. They were just, and I was going to download those files, delete them, and make one video. Because I uploaded so many videos with nudity, YouTube has like a computer look at it, or they can even have a human being look at it, and they'll just see naked people, not knowing what I was going to do with that content. Like fast forward it, add Benny Hill music, make it a funny video, like I've done in several years. And they took the channel down. I had people going to war for me on Twitter, like so many people. Meanie was one of them, and I was so, it makes my heart, it was like, oh, it's so nice of him. But I think I have to, be an adult and realize I did make a stupid mistake, although I did do it several years prior. But yeah, I think it's gone. I have people who are going to try to go to war for me later this week. I don't want my viewers to do it anymore, because people write these fucking tweets like, I wake up with you every morning, or you teach my kid American history. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, it's so nice, but don't stop that. Stop being nice to me. I don't want to hear that. It's breaking my heart. So yeah, YouTube took my channel from me, and I just don't know. The sad thing is it's like my whole identity. And I don't know what to do with myself, because I spend every waking moment working on my YouTube, editing a video, doing the next video. It's nonstop. And I'm kind of bitter towards YouTube right now. So I don't want to make anything. Especially I don't want to make anything for free when I was making money. So it's kind of weird. But it was, I don't know, it's a whole thing. I was doing it for free before I started. But I built up an audience of over 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. And to lose it all is kind of, dude, the first time I took my grandson to a baseball game, it was when the Phillies played the Cardinals at Citizens Bank Park. It was we stood outside, the Pandemic crew, but there was like a rally, and you were there. And you got the first wrestler that my grandson met was you. And I was so happy that I had that video. And I lost all that stuff.
Oh, man.
And it's hopefully I can get, like I said, I have people working on it. I don't know what they're going to get through, because it was a big mistake. YouTube saying what I filmed was pornography. It wasn't. It was a news story. But if you don't know it's a news story and you're just a human being watching that video, I can understand. So, but maybe they could just give me a strike. I don't know how I could get 3 strikes, but it is what it is.
But here's the thing, man. You have a talent.
Yeah.
You have a talent, and these vlogs that you've done are awesome, and people enjoy them. I hope you don't stop doing that. If there's a way, maybe you want to do something on Twitch, or
I was going to try that Rumble, but I don't like that. I try to upload a video, and then you got to sign an agreement that you're going to, and I'm like, I don't even want that. That's why I like YouTube. You just put it up, and it's going. You're done with it. It's easy. I have a Facebook. I do that. My Instagram. I'm more popular on Instagram than I am on YouTube. So I'm just going to put the vlogs and shit on Instagram and Facebook, and I have the second channel for now. I'm going to use that. I think it's kind of funny. The Weekend, the movie is about my YouTube channel a little bit, right? And the movie, The Weekend, my name is announced. Barack Obama is one of the producers of my movie. And they announced that last weekend. And my name is in Variety magazine along with my YouTube channel. And the weekend that happens, they shut down my channel. It's kind of, dude, it's kind of I'm like, I can look back on it now already. And like, dude, that's a funny fucking movie. It's just like a funny,
coincidence.
He made a movie about his channel and he loses it. It's kind of funny.
I'm personally appealing right now to former President Barack Obama to step in and assist the Philly captain to get his YouTube channel back. I think that's the right move. So if you're out there listening, Mr. President, former Mr. President, I know you're a fan of the show. If you could help good Philly captain here, we appreciate that.
There's a world where he knows who I am. I think he knows who I am.
Well, he has to. I mean, his company produced the movie. I mean, that's pretty dope, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty wild. But
I don't think the movie gets as much press until he puts his name on it. Like, it might have gotten a little bit of Philadelphia attention, but he doesn't put his name on movies too often.
Right.
And he saw the movie, or someone from his studio saw the movie. I'm not, I've never met the man. He wasn't in my kitchen the day we were filming it. Michelle was, but he wasn't. But I think I don't know. I don't even really understand how Hollywood works, because there's like 7 different studios producing this movie, and I think that's a testament on how good it is, because every time another studio sees it, they buy it. So there's like so many different people involved in it. So
that's awesome.
It's amazing, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's
I can't
awesome.
wait for you guys to see it. There's going to be a premiere in Philly, Meanie. Where you at, Adam? You in Philly?
Yeah, I'm outside of Philly. I'm in Downingtown in Chester County.
You tell people you're from Philly now?
Most time, yeah. They're like, oh, where you from? They're like, I'm from Downingtown. They're like, where the fuck is that? I'm like, Westchester, Bam Margera. Like, no, I'm from Philly. It's fucking easier.
There should be a premiere in Philadelphia. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where it's going to be streaming at. I think Barack is selling it right now. I don't know. I haven't had a meeting with him yet. But but they do know they want to have a big premiere, so it would be an honor to have both of you guys come. Yeah. It's only 45 minutes, so don't act like you got all. It's going to take up a lot of time. I guess finding a parking spot.
That's going to be the hardest part. Well, what we'll do is first we'll get the plastic chairs, and we'll put them out in spots in advance, so that way Meanies will be blue, obviously.
Oh, it's
we'll
like
right
fucking life completely reversed. Meanie is going to have to sit outside the theater for 12 hours to get in, like I used to have to do. I would get a case of Bud Ice. Me and my boys would get a case of Bud Ice. We would be real classy. No ice. We wouldn't get ice for the beer. And we would sit outside the ECW arena, and we would just chug beer, and we would get ready, and we would talk about the matches. And then we would always wonder, how much does Harry Funk get paid? And it was all these great things, man. And I was there the night Rick Rude went into the steel cage with Jerry the King Lawler.
Ooh.
And I actually have the beer bubble box, the Sandman, and I think Tommy Dreamer pushed down the ring. And I have it autographed by everybody who worked that show. It's like one of my prized possessions. The beer bubble. Remember beer bubbles? What happened to them? They came to the ring with a beer bubble. Then Rick Rude turned. He turned on us beloved ECW fans. And he beat up. Oh, it was such that Jerry the King Lawler. Dude.
Yeah.
How crazy was that crowd? Were you there that night?
Yeah.
Was that like the most? Is that like top 5 most electric moments?
Dude, Lawler came out, and then the next month, Jim Cornette came out.
Yeah.
And that was, you felt the building shake. It was just incredible.
We were rabid dogs, and we hated these people. They wanted to kill us, and they're in our building beating up our boys. Dude,
Yeah.
I never felt anything. I don't think that moment gets talked about at all when it talks about the history of ECW.
Yeah.
I was there for Sabu, Terry Funk, Barbed Wire. That was a crazy feeling, but the fucking hate we had for those men, it was so beautiful. It was like you guys had us in the palm of, we would have done anything for ECW.
Dude,
So good. It was so fucking good.
The Funk Sabu barbed wire match where they legit had to stop it because they couldn't get free. I sat there and watched Sabu get cleaned up. I watched somebody stitching up his one arm while he sat there with a thing of crazy glue and crazy glued his other arm shut. Like, Sabu like was, a big history buff, and he learned that like in World War I or World War II, they, guys would come back for battle. They had these large guns full of like crazy, what essentially was crazy glue, and they would glue them up to send them back into battle. Nowadays they call it Dermabond, but there's Sabu in the locker room, pinching his 2 pieces of arm, and his, And then one night, Terry Gordy busted me open the hard way with a trash can.
Oy.
I'm sitting there in the locker room, and the doctor's looking at my head, goes, you need stitches. And Sabu comes over, goes, well, you could get stitches, or I can crazy glue you. I went, sir, please crazy glue me shut. I had Sabu crazy glue my head shut.
When you were did you ever have to work with Axel Rotten?
Yeah.
Now, when you see your name on the board with Axel Rotten, would you try to talk your way out of it? Because, like, it definitely means you're taking chair shots. Like, I wouldn't want to wrestle Axel Rotten.
Axel was really good.
New Jack?
Huh?
Did you ever wrestle New Jack?
Wrestle New Jack, man. Yeah, and believe it or not, Jack took care of me. I don't know what it was. Here's a story with me and New Jack, right? So I'm sitting in an arena. Stevie's laid up because the night before Rob Van Dam accidentally broke Stevie's orbital bone with a kick. Stevie was supposed to duck. He didn't hear the duck. Right to the face. So it was supposed to be me and Stevie against the Gangsters. So there's a local talent, Chad Austin, not local here, but local to ECW. Chad Austin, and apparently Chad had mega heat with New Jack. Like Chad went down to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and he's telling everybody he's an agent from ECW, and all the boys are like, yeah, whatever. So at the end of his loop with Smoky Mountain, he goes to New Jack. He goes, hey man, you think you get me in with Smoky Mountain? And New Jack's like, well, you're an agent with ECW. Why do I have to do this? And blah, 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 blah. So there was a bet between New Jack and a guy named Johnny K9, who also wrestled as Bruiser Bedlam, that who was going to get to beat the shit out of Chad. And Chad, New Jack goes from Smoky Mountain to ECW, and they say, Chad's going to be your partner against the Gangsters. So I'm sitting there putting on my gear, pulling up my knee pads. New Jack comes over to me and goes, Meanie, me and Mustafa are working you in this boy, Chad Austin. Stay with Mustafa. If I get near you, I'm going to hit you. I don't want to hurt you. Stay with Mustafa. I went, yes, Mr. Jack. If you watch that match, there's like a literal, almost a homicide happening around the ring between Chad Austin and New Jack. And then like me and Mustafa are in the ring doing like Three Stooges spots. Like, and then.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Of course.
Is Paul Heyman, like, I don't know how dangerous Jack is in the ring, but it seems to me like he would physically assault people in the ring, right? Isn't that's wrong, right? and isn't it wrong that like after certain incidents, like mass transit and stuff, wasn't it kind of irresponsible of Paulie to keep him working?
Well, I'll say this till the end of time. Mass transit. I almost said transit. I don't know why. I've been hitting that a lot. The thing with Chad, well,
because it seems like he hurt both of those men purposely.
Here's the thing with Chad, and this sounds weird because I had my issue with Bradshaw, but you know, it's not like it wasn't brought on. You know, you got to know when to not poke the bear. You know what I'm saying?
Hold them and fold them, Kenny Rogers would say.
I like to fold up people. I like to fold clothes with people still in them. I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible. Mass Transit brought that on to himself.
Okay.
He showed up to the building, lied about his age, lied about his training.
Right.
Went around the locker room, sat down next to Taz, lit up a cigarette in the locker room, and Taz, is the most, health conscious guy. And then he goes up to Devon and the gangsters, goes, "Hey guys, I got this idea," which any aspiring pro wrestler knows to say, "Sir, what would you like to do?" And then he tried to, pitch. He brought two little people with him. And he, tried to get New Jack to let his little guy, his mini friends come in the ring and do spots with him. And it's just like a whole thing,
right.
Was it a little rough with him? Sure. But the kid asked to be, the kid, another telltale sign that the kid was full of shit. You never let somebody else blade you. He wanted to get color, and he said, "I never got color before. Can you get color for me?" Which is a no because only you know that your threshold.
Right.
So that was a whole mess. But that's the thing about being over.
Right.
He
was so scary.
He wasn't like that with everybody. I have to say, he wasn't like that with anybody. He could have easily beat the shit out of me, and he was light as a feather with me.
Right.
And
I saw him getting a tattoo down the street from my house, and I was so afraid to ask for his autograph. He's so over. Like, I'm still scared of him, man. And he's dead. I feel horrible talking about this, but these are things like I wonder as a wrestling fan, like it's kind of like I would be so scared. Like some wrestlers I don't think I would work with because I don't know them. I don't know these people. And for somebody like I'm very little in the wrestling industry. If you're getting into the wrestling industry, just shut the fuck up and sit there and let people know what they're doing and listen to everybody but don't say anything. And that's the way you do it. And you'll go places. Trust me.
Dude, I learned so much from just listening to Raven call a match in the back and just learned timing, learned spots, learned psychology, I would he would have me and Stevie running interference in his matches, and he's, telling us, all right, just, when I do this, go 1, 2, and then dive in. And Raven putting a match together was a work of art. Is watching an artist paint, But you learn more just from sitting there, listening than anything.
They should do a WWE documentary about the Dreamer Raven feud. It was such good storytelling.
Yeah,
and I would go home Saturday night, Channel 48. Every fucking Saturday night, you wanted to see. It was like a soap opera, and the twists and turns. And as a fan, I was a fan, so I didn't know at the time it was beautiful storytelling. And I don't think it's ever been the emotion of it. It's so good. And even like the side feuds, and it was just the storytelling in ECW. Some grudges went on for years. It was so good. I wish. Oh, I wonder. Was it? Yeah, I was going to say, was it really that good, or is it because it's my child, like a young part of my life? You always look back on things fondly, but I really think it was that good.
Yeah, it definitely. Well, the fact that we're talking about 2024.
Yeah.
Dude, I go to conventions all the time, and people come up to me and talk about ECW, and I love talking about ECW. And I always said ECW is like a family heirloom. It's something, a dad can hand down to his child. Like, instead of my good dishes, here's my fine china. Here's my ECW. Please treat it well. Going forward. Yeah,
because it worked out great because I grew up watching around WrestleMania 1, and like the first time I ever saw wrestling was Hogan and Mr. T working out in a gym. And like after a while, like around like 90, when they had SummerSlam 90 here at the Spectrum, and I was still into it. But after a while, it got too cartoony. And then I just remember one day I came home drunk from a keg party, and I put on Channel 48, and I think it was JT Smooth. And JT Smith, and he was acting like he was Italian, and he was in South Philly. And I was like, what the fuck? What is this? It was so good. Yeah, and then the Raven, and then Sandman came out with a beer, and it was like, and you always hear Paul Heyman, music was changing, it was going extreme, but the world was changing.
Yes,
and
it was.
It was just everybody who was a kid for WrestleMania 1. We were ready for fucking ECW, and God damn, do I miss it. I miss it so much.
We talk about that a lot, Meanie and I. And somebody else here, too, in the chat, he said it's amazing how much WWF took from ECW. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's
and WCW.
We would not have – I truly believe that the industry would not be where it is today without the contributions and the changes that ECW brought about. Like, that's just a fact, right? Like, the entire landscape of the business changed when ECW became a thing. And we've talked about it before. Like, I grew up, I spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house in Delco, in Prospect Park, right over there on 17th Avenue. And we'd watch ECW. It was the only place we could watch it. Channel 48. Sometimes it was on late, and you had to catch the replay or whatever it was. And it was like being a part of a fraternity almost, right? Like it was a part of something. It was something, right? It was
I would throw a keg party.
Yeah.
I would throw a keg party every weekend. And I think it was, we would watch ECW. And then when ECW would get over, we would watch Norm Macdonald do SNL news. It worked out perfect. We would party every weekend with ECW and Norm Macdonald.
Yep.
And looking back on it, it was like the greatest time of my life, like the partying, and it was so good, man. It was so good. And I just sound like an old fuck. I sound like the Springsteen song, Glory Days.
David Van.
That's why we love you, bro.
That's why.
Because we can all relate, and that's why people still talk about ECW. It was a movement. You talk about going out there and tailgating, people be out there 9 a.m. for an 8 p.m. show. And it's just, just trying to get the best seat, in the building, and I'm sure we broke several fire codes in ECW.
Oh, dude. I remember I was 18. I had a $3 plastic cup of beer. I was smoking cigarettes. I would bum cigarettes off people, eating that shitty pizza. They would get pizza from around the corner.
City
and
pizza.
They would sell it for $2 a slice. They had it was so good. And it smelled like stale beer and cigarettes. I went to the arena for like a presidential campaign the other day. And I was like, this sucks. It's clean.
Yeah.
It smells good.
Oh, I saw that video. I saw that video you posted where you were there.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really care about politics, but I care about ECW. And I was like, I'm never really going to have unlimited access to this venue. So I made an ECW video showing all these locations at a vice presidential campaign. You know what's cool about the ECW arena, though? They have a banner, like all the old wrestlers who wrestled there, but they also have a banner for the fans.
Yeah.
And I think people do give the fans the credit. But if ECW is in Idaho, ECW isn't as popular.
Agreed.
Philly fans make it.
100%. There is no way ECW gets to be the level that it does. I'm so glad you said that. Philly is ECW. ECW is Philly. It's just like the Eagles and every other sporting group that we have here, sporting team in the city. It would not be to the level that it was if it wasn't because it was from Philadelphia. Like it absolutely 100% had to be Philly, just like David says here.
Yeah.
Unquestionably.
Maybe he could have maybe done New York. I always thought the Hammerstein, the crowd was always good. The last two crowds they had, they were fucking great. The WWE pay-per-views.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they should be a historical marker, and I'm not even bullshitting. Like, I'm not even like being a mark. The history of professional wrestling changed in that building, and whenever you go around the city of Philadelphia, like Mother's Day was invented in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The lady who wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb, her house is in Philadelphia. You can see that, and that has a historical marker. And I really believe that the ECW arena should have a historical marker out there because it changed the world of wrestling.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And you just brought up a memory, the last two ECW shows, the one night stand that I was involved with, I went back to WWE for a little bit, and a lot of the production guys were from Philly, so we shared a lot of flights home together. So we're sitting in the airport, and the one cameraman said, man, I've been doing a lot of shows, but that one night stand, he's like, it was one of the few times that I had to take my eye away from the viewfinder just to look around and, take in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's the guy who's filmed all those all those WWE shows. He's like, I never felt like people were right on top of you.
I wonder how scared Cena was during that Edge match.
God.
There had to be a little bit of fear, right? He had to have a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. He wasn't the hardened veteran that he is now, where, it's
right. He was like, 3 years into the gimmick?
Yeah.
And he, I don't even think it was like the half boo, half cheer Cena at the time. He was like good guy Cena really over and 100% hate. I fucking loved the T-shirt bit where the fans like, fuck you, we don't want your T-shirt, John Cena.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. That's us. That's ECW fans.
That's right.
And god damn, those two pay-per-views, those crowds were so good. It was like watching a father and a son come up at a little league baseball game and hit a home run because it went out on the proper note. I'm not talking about the other bullshit that happened after those two pay-per-views. It was so good. So good.
They were the perfect love letter to ECW fans. Mm-hmm. Those two shows. And it should have ended with those two, knowing what we know now. But,
for sure.
It was magical.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew when the zombie came out. I was like, this is going to be horseshit. Yeah. I tried, man. I remember the last pay-per-view they had. It was a December to Remember, whatever that was called.
December to Dismember.
And I remember I was like, I might buy this. It's an ECW pay-per-view. I'm going to support the boys. And it was the day before the pay-per-view, and none of the matches were listed. And I didn't know what it was. And I'm like, I can't. I mean, if they don't know what it's going to be, I don't know if I want to see it. But you kind of know. It was nice though because you got to see some old faces, and Sabu got to be on TV. That's cool.
Yeah.
And you were part of the whole thing, right? Or no?
No, not that version. Nah.
Not at all.
No. I was supposed to do One Night Stand in 2006, the second one. But I had just had lung surgery. I got really sick and they had to take out part of my left lung. So, and I was told they were going to have me come in and do something, but they were worried, about me having lung surgery. So that put the kibosh on that.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Philly Captain.
What doesn't suck is having you on the show, my friend.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, this has been an hour and 15 just flew by, man. It felt like 2 seconds, bro. But
That's what most women say to me. Felt like 2 seconds, bro.
Well, this is actually coming up.
Say goodbye to Blue Meanie.
Coming up is actually our favorite part of the show. If you want to stick around with us, we have.
Sure.
So Meanie, actually, I wanted to just quickly, as a little blip, because we'll talk about it more next week. But I feel like.
yeah.
Fucking gang day. Gang bird!
It was the fucking kickoff. It was the first game, which, everybody in the city was biting their nails. We all go through that same thing. This is going to be the greatest season ever. The Eagles suck and I'm going to die and everything is terrible. And it's, we won. Great. Fabulous. Everything's great. The world is right again.
Everything went according to plan.
Everything was fine. No one's worried. Who's worried? But I have a quick question for you, sir, if I may.
Yeah, of course.
What's that?
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask me anything. Ask me something.
Don't forget, each and every week, tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the program with us here. Meanie, I know it's that time again, sir. What do you got on deck for us today?
It's a nice fall blend of caramel apple.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's fancy. We got to get those pumpkin pie Johns back for you. I'll see if I can find them at the local Aldi, but I got
I almost made them last year.
I was really hoping we were going to get through the whole year with them. I was very, very hopeful, but I got some cheap shit from Aldi as well. I got the sparkling frost pink grapefruit. Philly Captain, what are you sipping on over there today?
Coffee that's been sitting on my dresser since 10 in the morning.
Nice.
That's the best kind of coffee.
I disagree with you. That seltzer water is really expensive. If you think about the ounce per price you pay, you're better off buying the vintage 32-ouncer seltzer water at ShopRite.
And that's the other one I'm a fan of. I think we get the same ones.
We're going to crack these here. You're going to Sandman your John there?
You got Sandman.
3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Yo, got it there. Oh, it smells so good. Pinky's up.
Pinky's up.
Oh, such good shit.
Piss warm. But I like
Mine too. Just the way I like it. All right. What do I got here today? We're going to start with our first question. Don't forget to drop them in the chat here too. Send us your super chats. We appreciate you if you do send them in. Looks like we got our first question from RJ Krasinski. What up, RJ?
What's up, RJ?
Don't forget to go out of your way and check out his podcast, Reffing It Up, with Jimmy Corderas and Brian Hebner, each and every week, wherever you get your favorite podcast. Good day, gentlemen. A good day to you, sir. My apologies for being absent as of late. My question for both of you this week is, how do you guys feel? I guess what he's asking is, how do you guys feel with Jason Kelsey being on? Will he be on Monday Night Countdown?
Yeah. I'm happy for it. I like Jason a lot. No lies there or whatever. I was trying to think of something funny to say, but I'm a big fan of Jason. I watch his podcast. I love that, he's a wrestling fan as well.
Yeah.
They're showing up at WrestleMania. Him and his brother always talk about powerbombing each other in their living rooms as children. And as a kid, I broke every piece of furniture I ever had in my house doing the Jimmy Superfly Snooker splash off my dresser onto my teddy bear. But yeah, it'll be good to see Jason on there. He's knowledgeable about football, and it sucks to see him leave the Eagles, but I'll be happy to see him.
Let's see here. The Green 413 asks, if Meanie could have one beer for all of eternity, what is it?
Probably gotta go with PBR again, Yeah. Blue Meanie, perhaps Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's the gimmick. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the gimmick.
Have you had the Pandemic brew at the ballpark? My buddy.
Yeah.
I got to get you one. We got to get you one. It's a tailgate lager beer. My buddies have a beer my buddies are super Phillies fans, and now they're part of a brewery thing, and they have their own micro beer sold at the stadium.
That's amazing.
It's pretty good beer. Well, I quit drinking a while ago, but when I had it, it kept me an alcoholic an extra month before I quit drinking. So I highly recommend it.
Dude, my goal is to have a Blue Meanie beer.
Yeah.
I've talked to a few different. I talked to somebody before the pandemic, and I need to get back on that.
Did you talk to Red, White, and Brew?
No.
I would, because they do the pandemic beer, and I think the guy's a wrestling fan. So maybe you tell them you know me. They might make a beer with your name on it.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I hear you paint houses. Just go to throw it out there. Yeah. Brian Turner's VHS Rehab says, thoughts on working with Anvil in NCW Memphis.
I'm a big fan of Brian Turner's VHS Rehab channel. I need to get a lot of my Memphis footage because of the stuff I did with Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Little inside baseball. The reason why I kind of have this goatee is Jim the Anvil. Yep. See?
Me too.
I had a long one for a while too. Yep.
Oh, I used to joke that it points to where my chin should be, but this.
It hides the double chin. I got to tell Natalia, I have this dumb beard because of your dad.
But yeah, this is why I got the for Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Was he a cool dude? Was Neidhart a cool dude?
Neidhart was great. He
just seems like a regular guy. It was just fucking always.
It's the eyes. You look in his eyes, and he's just like, you can tell he's a good dude. We would hang out in Memphis. We were tag champions in Memphis, and
what was your finisher? Did you do a fucking bad version of the Heart Foundation?
I think we did it at least once. Here's a Jim Neidhart story. How I ribbed Jim the Anvil Neidhart in Memphis. Every Thursday we had to go to Blytheville, Arkansas, where we had a good house the first week because Jerry Lawler was there. And then it just slowly dwindled because the promoter wouldn't promote the towns. So we were angry and bored and I was like, there was a wrestler, Reckless Youth, who's from Jersey, a trendsetter, like he was ahead of his time. And we were down there. I was like, man, Reckless was working Jim Neidhart. I was like, we got to rib Jim. So we set up a thing where I was like, they're wrestling. I'll come out. I'll say, Jim, I'll run out and I'll throw you a weapon. And you go to pick up the weapon. And as you're picking it up, Reckless can schoolboy you 1, 2, 3. He's like, all right, what do you got? I was like, I don't know. I got to look around my bag. I see what I got. I'll go look around, maybe a chain, maybe. So the match is going on and the spot's coming up and I run out there and I got my hand under my shirt because I was wrestling with this shirt and a full shirt. And then I go, hey, Jim, use this. And I do a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of a rubber chicken into the ring. And the rubber chicken hits the mat. He looks down, looks up, gets schoolboyed 1, 2, 3, powders out. And I'm just like, oh. So we go in the locker room and he's standing there and he's looking at me. He goes, Meanie, rubber chicken, huh? And the whole locker room just popped, just great. Awesome. Jim was amazing. He was a good dude. Character. Such a character. That's why the best characters in wrestling are the people who are just themselves.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you being here with us, Philly Captain, and being yourself and being such a great fucking dude. This has been an honor for me as well to finally get to talk to you and interact with you as well.
Can I just please make one announcement real quick?
Sure.
I this is a proper venue because it's a wrestling podcast, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
I am a professional wrestling manager we have it's called Labor of Love is the name of the group I'm with. And, I've been on the phone with Hollywood producers this week and, I'm here to announce that I'm going to be retiring from professional wrestling, with Labor of Love. And my last show, I don't know when it is, but I just wanted to announce here that I'm way too big for Labor of Love. They don't deserve me. They don't deserve the attention that I'm going to give their crappy wrestling federation. And I have an obligation. I signed a contract that I have to make 3 appearances in their federation. And even though they bash me on Instagram, I will uphold, because they know money's coming my way, because I'm going Hollywood. And I'm going to uphold, I'm going to do my contract part. I'm going to show up to Labor of Love one last time. I'm going to announce my retirement and kiss this shithole city, Philadelphia, goodbye. Thank you.
You could be the Hollywood captain now.
I'm not saying that's where the character's going. I'm just saying that's a good idea, Meanie.
I love you, man. I love you so much.
We genuinely appreciate you being here. Don't forget to check out the documentary, The Turnaround. And I know it just premiered on the 1st of September at the film festival. When will the proper release come? When can we expect to see it in theaters?
I would expect it in the future. I don't know when it's coming. There will be a Philadelphia premiere. I don't know when that will be, but when it does, I will announce it on my Instagram page.
What's your Instagram?
I don't know. What do you think? What venue, Meanie? I was thinking the Dirty Devon in Mayfair to have the premiere, but did you ever go to the Dirty Devon in Mayfair? $2 movie theater. The floor is real sticky. But I was thinking maybe the Kimmel Center. What do you think? The Kimmel Center? You think that's going to be big enough? I don't know how big the Kimmel Center is. Maybe the Wells Fargo Center.
Listen, I was thinking ECW Arena, but I was just throwing it out there. But
I was just there for a vice presidential campaign. It had like 4 people inside of it. This is much bigger. It's going to be. I was thinking, if my whole family comes, that's 1,000 people. I'm from Irish people, Irish Catholics. Nobody knows how to pull out or use birth control. So I got 100 cousins and aunts and uncles. So I think the Kimmel Center might be the spot.
There you go.
Where can everybody keep up to date with everything on your social media? Where can they follow you? Where can they keep up with you and stay in contact with you?
Well, you can't contact me. I'm way too big for that. You could follow me on Instagram. I guess they pay the most right now. Instagram and Facebook. God bless Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg is my best friend right now. And you can follow me on YouTube until they shut that down once they find out I have a second channel. So.
We'll drop all your links in the show notes here. We appreciate you, kind sir, for joining us. And Meanie, I want to thank you each and every week for being here on the program. Where can everybody keep up to date with all things blue when they're not listening to us on the program?
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Blue Meanie BWO. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you'd like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use the coupon codes Meanie or Mind. Save 10% over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. MadCatBeardCare.com. If you're a beard fellow like myself, you can look good and now smell good. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil or Blue Spruce Beard Balm. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton, who's doing a great job over there. He rounds up the feral cats in his neighborhood, takes them to the vet, and releases them out back better than he found them. So, the Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles in 2024. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by the amazing artist Hal Haney, but many real world wrestlers. Sorry, Dave. First day with the new mouth, including myself and many others. I'm trying not to spoil. So go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter. Yes, it's still Twitter. UPW Video Game. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or UPW Video Game. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestling Series 1s by variants of the Blue Meanie are available right now. All Series 1s can be ordered at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Get regular Blue Meanie or BW Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice there. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for holidays, birthdays, and well wishes. Book through the site. Don't book through the app. The app takes way too much of your hard-earned money from the talent that you're supporting. So go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO.
Wait, what's your Cameo gimmick? I gotta cut you off. What do you do to make more money on Cameo?
if somebody buys a cameo from you,
Yeah.
make sure
I love doing cameos. I do cameos all the time. What happens?
Ask them to book it through the website. The app takes an extra 13% of the money off the top.
Oh, so book it for cameo.com. Don't go to the app.
Yeah, don't tell them to stay away from it.
There's no need to have the Cameo app, right? Like, it's dumb. Get it through the website. That's how I do it, right?
You'll make more money going through the website.
Yeah. That's why sometimes I was wondering, why is this one, I'm only making this much?
Right.
I don't do research. I don't care that much, but that makes sense. All right. So everybody take mental note. We're going to do it through the website. Sorry. Get back to your plugs.
No.
You're good.
That's it. Cameo.com/BlueMeanie BWO. And most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Before I get to my plugs, I don't know if you if you noticed my shirt here, Meanie, but I got this brand new Arn Anderson T-shirt from our friends over at One True Sport, which they promote us every single week. And
it's nice to have a platform that promotes you.
When they talk about you, to being on a network that promotes you, it's very nice. It's a really nice. So we love being a part of this show here and this group. But I wanted you to just give a shout out to them. This is wonderful material, and we may have in the future some potential stuff coming from our end through this T-shirt group here. So go to onetruesport.com, and also I think we may be the first people to talk about this, but possibly not. They just signed an agreement with Bruiser Brody and his estate to produce brand new merchandise from there. So go to onetruesport.com, pick yourself up a shirt. You will not regret it. And
I'm friends with Bruiser's wife, Barbara. She's a wonderful woman. So go buy a shirt, help support Bruiser Brody's family.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's wonderful material. Like I said, it's very soft. It's breathable. It's great material. Go out of your way to pick it up. OneTrueSport.com. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and yes, it will always be Twitter. We're not calling it the other name. You can also find me on TikTok and Threads at ThisIsGoober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. To find me there. You can also listen to my other show, Foundation Radio, by going to foundationradio.net or watching the video versions on youtube.com/@foundationradiopod. My interviews with Arn Anderson, Santana from TNA, and also Muscleman Malcolm, and a host of other people are up there right now, so go and check it out. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville, in the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Gonna get to see Ryan, Jordan, and the rest of the team in early October to get myself looking fresh with my hair and my beard. And when you go there, don't forget to pick up some Silk Panther hair product as well. Keep yourself looking great. Schedule your appointment today at 10thwardbarbershop.com. Feinberg Method. My trainer, Brad Feinberg, is ready to help you with your physical and mental well-being. Sign up today at thefeinbergmethod.com. Use promo code Goober and save 20% off of your entire purchase. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. We want to thank Sam Krebs, the executive voice, and also Carl Pinnell, engineer extraordinaire.
Yo, asshole, I don't fucking sound like that.
Definitely sounds like that. I want to thank you for making us sound good each and
Sounds like Otto the bus driver.
Yeah, I always sound, this is exactly what I sound like. But I say I don't, but this is it. He's cussing at his computer right now. These fucking guys, I swear. I hate this shit. We thank you, sir, for making us sound great, even though we tease you a little bit. We appreciate you. And Philly Captain, thank you again so much for being a part of this episode here.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. You should do your plugs in the middle of your show so people know to listen to them. Because I know when I listen to podcasts, I go, it's the bullshit at the end. I never listen. So maybe you guys should like, every 20 minutes, since you have a lengthy list, break that down so people can actually hear the shit you're plugging. Because I'm just letting you, as a podcast listener, when I hear this shit, I always fast forward.
Well, it's a good tip, sir. We appreciate that. And you're welcome back anytime. We appreciate you. And Meanie, I appreciate you as always, my friend.
Appreciate you, sir.
And thank you for everyone who tuned in today to our live show. Don't forget, actually go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today. Tiers starting at just $10. And if you look above Meanie's head right there, you go to youtube.com/@Mind of the Meanie. You can listen to the audio version of the show every Monday morning at our YouTube channel or wherever you get your favorite podcast. And if you look underneath Philly Captain there, it's our Instagram and Twitter handles at Mind of the Meanie. Stay up to date with everything on the show. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.